He was my blueprint for a relationship. He was my first love, and together we learnt what that word really means.
I think it's something a lot of people have thought about, getting back in touch with someone you once loved. But if you recreate memories, you end up recreating feelings too.
I want to ask you something that I realise I've never asked you. Who got back in touch with who?
I got in touch with him.
She got back in touch with me.
How?
She texted me. I've got the text. Hey stranger, I just wanted to say I had a lovely, lovely dream just now where we hung out and chatted and the exhaust
Pipe fell off my car.
Just wanted to send you a little bit of warmth I woke up with. Big hugs, Anna, brackets, savage. Kiss, 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 kiss.
He replied really fast and was like, oh, that's really nice, we should go for a drink sometime. I was like, whoa, okay. I was in a not good relationship that was quite kind of, I knew that my boyfriend would be unhappy that I texted him, probably unhappy that I had a dream about him, and wildly unhappy if I went for a drink with him. So I did.
I think initially it was an experiment to see what it was someone who you loved remembered about you, and if they remembered you at all. I think quite quickly we realised how difficult that was.
We met when we were both 16. We went to the same school. I'd seen her around. We had mutual friends, but I'd never actually met her.
What's your first memory of her?
I remember this clapped out Peugeot 206. We were driving around this big green field. Sort of like a dream, almost. I do remember there was this moment. And then that's it. That's the memory.
I don't remember the seed. I don't really remember Jem being in the car. I know that he was there that weekend where the car happened, but I don't recall that at all.
So what's your first memory of the relationship?
Well, my first memory of the relationship was we went to a festival and we'd been dancing around each other for a little bit. I had been feeling like things had shifted from being friend to being like, maybe I do want to kiss Jem.
What were you doing in the tent?
I gave him a Hanny.
I know, because I walked in on it. So I guess that's my first memory of the relationship as well.
It was all about sort of discovering someone, but discovering everything and discovering life. Doing stuff for the first time, but together. It felt like I'd found a sort of home in her.
We just had loads of fun together, and there was a real closeness there.
He's left the lights on.
She was so sort of unashamedly silly. Not just around me, but around everyone.
We will be matching faces. Sorry, I love you so much. I want to
kill you.
I think I wasn't used to that at the time because I was like so desperate to be taken seriously by everyone, and it was a totally new, refreshing experience to be around someone like that.
Oh, no, I have to go. Me.
So annoying.
I don't know, everything feels kind of bigger and clearer and brighter. I don't know whether that's because it's the first time that you're feeling those things or whether it's because you've got loads of hormones going through you.
'Cause I want to be strong. And I would like to be fine. And I hate that it's fueled, even in part by my own.
Should we talk about sex?
Let's talk about sex, baby. Sex was a really big deal. Losing my virginity was a really big deal. Because societally, that's what we make it. We make it this, like, huge deal. And, you know, the hymen, like, splits and you bleed everywhere and it's wild. And then you have sex and you're like, wait, what? Really? That's it?
Right, let's pull up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Anything?
I mean, yeah, I recognise this, definitely. Do you?
No, nothing.
This is weird. Very strange.
What would 17-year-old Anna and Jem have done?
Well, gone to a field to have sex for the first time.
There's a field there.
Yeah. I reckon. Slightly denser trees?
You first.
Okay. I think this is looking like exactly where we lost our virginities. There's a low wall. It's gone low. There are trees. I genuinely think this is it.
This is your present.
No, it's not here. It's not here. And can I...
Please, pray tell why you think I'm wrong.
In my memory, the sun was coming up. So it must be 5 or 6 in the morning. We sort of snuck off so we could be alone. You're wearing this sort of grey, white hoodie. You undo the zip and you've got this red ribbon tied around your waist.
This is your present.
And then we had sex? Surely we can agree on that.
You forgot something.
Wait, do you have a condom?
Wait there. I think there can be sort of mildly traumatic or embarrassing things about losing your virginity, but this felt very, very right. Romantic. There's sort of a naive sweetness to it.
I knew that I wanted to lose my virginity to someone that I loved and trusted and felt very comfortable with. Well, not anyone that I loved and trusted and felt comfortable with. I wanted to lose my virginity to you. Do you know what you're doing there?
I think I felt at the time that it wasn't something I was going to forget.
That's why I know my memory. You're right.
Present.
You kept it. Cute.
Best 2.5 minutes of your life?
Ooh. 20 seconds.
So things started to feel quite different between you both at this point.
Yes. The film we originally set out to make about the past was now becoming a film very much about the present and what me and Anna were feeling for each other.
Come out the back or the front?
Back?
So in that sense, it felt like one film ended and another begun.
What's up in your makeup on?
I think at some point, this film just became an excuse to be around each other. When he came to film me writing for my album in Bristol, I found myself writing a song about him when he was in the next door room.
How many hours have you written today?
Probably about 6. Which is a lot more than I've ever really managed to do before. And I think that just being around someone who you had all of these super strong emotions for, it just sparked something. Yeah, so your use of pussy earlier.
You're saying I'm aware of why that's a bad thing.
I'm just asking whether you are aware of why that doesn't make any sense.
I'm just gonna.
You're going to zoom right in on
I'm just cropping out your crotch. I just realised.
It felt inevitable. It felt like we were inevitably going to get together, and it wasn't a case of if, it was a case of when.
The fact that we stayed up late until 5 in the morning, we didn't do that because we wanted to work. We did that because we wanted to stay in each other's company for as long as possible.
Why are you filming this? But seriously though, why are you filming these?
We just need to find out who exactly she is. Get right up in her grill.
Please.
Right up in her grill.
Okay, there's no chin.
No, there's no chin.
No,
Just sideburns.
For a one-time deal.
Did you guys ever talk about how you were feeling?
No. I think we both felt there was too much at stake. But it was obvious because I started to hear the music.
Can I just ask you to read some lyrics you wrote that night?
Yeah, of course. Oh, God.
We lie side by side under the baby grand.
We lie side by side under the baby grand, listen to Spice, then Funeral, then the sun rises. You catch my eye, reach out your hand, and boop me on the forehead. Nap time, he said. We're lying next to each other and I can feel every part of his body that's touching mine, and it's like sending shockwaves into my arms and my legs. I wanted him to kiss me, but then he literally turns around, boots me on the forehead, and then falls asleep on my shoulder. How could you literally fall asleep?
The sun's nearly up.
How did you feel about that?
It was so confusing because I was so confused about whether I was feeling things for past stuff, because I kept recalling memories and then they would bring up these feelings. But what I was feeling was depth of emotion and like wanting to be near someone and close to someone and...
To him?
Yeah.
You good?
Did we bring any tissues? It's a wild oversight if we didn't.
Let me grab G.
I don't know why I'm crying. When we started work on the film, I had just come out of a really bad relationship where I'd lost all sense of who I was. I had become really, really small. I'd stopped writing, I'd stopped singing, I hadn't really seen my friends in a long time. This film was a source of real joy, but it's also prompted a lot of difficult feelings for me. I think I created a fortress to keep myself safe. I always thought of myself as vulnerable and longing for intimacy, but now I can see how much of a struggle it is for me.
Camera B is speeding.
Ricky, rolling?
Rolling.
5, take 1, marker.
So we'd spent 3 years sort of making this.
Action!
In that time we were doing research interviews where we'd sit down, you would interview us, and we would recount our memories.
After about a week and a half or 2 weeks, I think I became pretty aware of the fact that I wasn't getting just any sort of contact.
Rather than confront it, I'd made a decision to sort of just try and disappear slowly.
And how did you break up with her?
With a message.
He says, I've been with myself these past few weeks and I've been thinking hard. I just don't want to hurt you. I'm sorry I've been so distant.
We'd got to the end of the relationship, the film was over, you know, everyone should have gone home. But for some reason, me and Anna were still there, and neither of us would say why.
We created this weird purgatory world it was hard to tell what was real, what was now and what was then.
The use of pussy is a weak thing.
You're zoom right in.
I'm just cropping out your crotch. I just realised.
So do you want to tell me about the kiss?
Yeah, so we had just finished filming.
It was clear just the way we were around each other that something quite intense was happening.
No, Jem.
Hi, Anna.
The crew had gone back to London, but Jem and I had decided to stay over in the house.
I woke up the next day and I went into her room and she was lying in bed, she was awake. And she was looking at me and I was like looking at her and lay in bed with her for a bit. And she then sort of turned to me. I said, listen, I'm having feelings for you and I need to say something.
And then we kissed. And then I stopped it.
It's been a long journey, and yeah, it's been difficult for both of us, I think, for different levels of intensities.
Like, as experiences go, it could have been wildly more difficult.
Really? How? What could have been more difficult?
Well, like, even when things were really hard, I still wanted to turn up every day and do it. Even when I was crying every 2 minutes.
Were there any points where you're like, fuck it, this is enough?
Do you know, I'm not sure. I was trying to work that out the other day. I don't think there were. I think I would have said it. I hope I would have said it.
Talking explicitly, the feelings we have for each other, or have had, or continue to have, or don't, like, for me, I feel like I can express that and I feel safe. And maybe it's because I've created that space for myself to be like that and be myself.
Like today, I haven't been having those really confusing feelings, which I was having for like a day last week. And like, you know, sometimes it arises and sometimes it doesn't, and I don't fucking get it and I don't understand it, because it's like, I don't want to act on something that I'm feeling one day only to not be feeling the same feeling the next day, and having to be like, oh no, okay, I'm not feeling that anymore. And I appreciate that that's really confusing and horrible for you.
It's not horrible.
Confusing for you and potentially frustrating, because you're like, I know, why don't you know? Like, that's annoying.
Yeah.
I feel like I've spent almost all of my years trying to fit into other people's shapes. I have made myself smaller, and I have made myself more palatable, and I have fitted myself into whatever I thought that another person wanted me to be.
Yeah, I understand that. And I respect that. That's a really difficult thing to experience. It sounds really hard. And I get that idea of feeling obliterated is not what you need, or what anyone needs or wants. So you don't need to punish yourself for it.
Yeah. It's fucking disappointing though. Like, I'm so sad. I mean, I think you know that I'd do it if I could. But I just can't do a relationship. It's really fucking sad I keep pushing you away.
It is, yeah. Because I'm looking for a partner. I want to find someone that makes me feel valued and that I'd give their experience in the relationship value. In my head, I don't think in our current states, it would work. And that makes it easier for me to move on with my life, because there's certain things I do want from a romantic partner. And we can't provide that for each other. Do you remember this? We were sat on a bench somewhere, and we were friends at this point. We weren't together, but it was clear to me we liked each other. And you were doing this, you were doing come closer, come closer, come closer. And then as soon as I got close enough to kiss you, you went like that. And you said, no. I then stormed off, and I left you sat there. And I think we were maybe doing that throughout this whole process. One of us or the other was going, come closer, and as soon as we got close enough, as soon as we kissed, let's say, and then we realised, oh fuck, this is too much. We need to stop. And in hindsight, that was probably the right thing to do. But what I'm saying is that the thing that Leon and Georgia acted out is the thing we need to stop doing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not healthy.
It doesn't really matter what happened, and it doesn't really matter if it was day or night, or if I was in the car, if I wasn't. What matters is that we're sat at this table and we're like trying to work it out.
I think it's just platonic affection. But I didn't drink much because I can't be certain. I think it's platonic affection. Spoken, so I can't be certain.